All you'll need for this project are coffee filters, needles, thread, scissors, patterns if you want your tea bags to be specific shapes, and your favorite dry tea blend. I'm using sage, lemon balm, and peppermint from my garden. I start by grinding up some of my tea blend. I usually will dry the leaves whole and then I'll store them that way. I like to grind them right before I use them because it preserves the flavor a lot better, but you can buy your tea ground and skip this step if you like. Next, I'm going to prepare the coffee filters. There are a few different ways to do this. I really wanted these tea bags to have cute shapes, so I created a few basic patterns, cut them out, and then I used them to cut the coffee filters into the shapes that I wanted. I ended up stacking a few filters together so I could cut multiple at once, but just make sure you don't stack too many if you do this because it can make it difficult to cut them out evenly. You'll also want to make sure that you have 2 matching sides for each tea bag. Next, I'm going to take my needles and thread and separate out 2 matching sides for the first tea bag. To sew them together, I'm going to use a very basic running stitch. I pulled the thread up from the back, making sure to leave a few inches of thread for the tea bag string. Then I put the thread back down 1 stitch length away and pull it through, and repeat. I tried to use a technique that works really well in fabric, but it ended up bunching the coffee filter, so I switched between that and a slower running stitch when sewing them. I made sure to leave enough space to fill the tea bags with tea before stitching them all the way closed. Overall, it was a pretty simple process. It just took a little patience. Once it was stitched shut, I left another few inches of thread at the end to match the first, tie them close to secure the bag, and cut them to an even length. I went through and sewed up all the tea bags first so I could fill them at once and close them off, and it worked out pretty well. At this point, the tea bags are basically done, but I wanted to add a more personal touch to them, so I printed out a few tags for the end of the strings. You can use a stapler to connect the tags to the end. I couldn't find any at the time, so I just used a little glue. These are the finished tea bags. I was so happy with how these came out. I made them all as a gift for my family, so I really wanted them to be special, and I think I definitely succeeded.